Intelligence. Have you ever wondered what the true meaning of intelligence is? Is it the ability to solve complex problems? Or is it about maintaining creativity and thinking of new ideas and paths? Across the globe, various creatures demonstrate the different forms intelligence can take. Dolphins in the oceans have complex social lives. Crows in urban areas are capable of strategic problem-solving. Intelligence manifests in many forms, often surprising us. However, when we think about the vast universe, filled with countless stars and galaxies, it prompts us to ask a profound question. If we can find different levels of intelligence even in the hidden corners of our own world, what might exist in outer space? Could there be superintelligent beings or societies, different and far more advanced than we can currently imagine? What does it mean to suggest that life and intelligence might exist beyond our planet? When we explore the farthest reaches of space, will our perspectives on intelligence undergo significant changes? However, above all, a fundamental question emerges that we need to answer first. What is intelligence? Imagine a scene where a group of creatures gathers around an ordinary flat rock. One of them picks up a small stone and uses it to mark a square or lines on the rock. Curiously, the others select small stones and place them at each corner of the square. Together, they establish rules on how to move the stones. Through gestures and a primitive form of communication, they reach a mutual understanding and begin to play, almost like participants at the start of a board game. This cooperative and strategic interaction raises the question, aside from humans, which species are capable of such collaborative and rule-based activities? Humans are unique in many ways. We communicate through complex languages, think about abstract ideas, invent new technologies, build societies, explore the unknown depths of the ocean, and reach for the stars. Our ability to do all this is driven by extraordinary problem-solving skills. But what truly sets us apart? Perhaps it is our capacity for empathy, our boundless creativity, or our insatiable quest for knowledge. Cooperative and strategic behavior, similar to the beginning of a board game, is known to be possible only for humans. No other known species on Earth engages in such complex and rule-based activities. But are there other forms of intelligence beyond what we recognize in our species? Assuming that the ability to invent and play a board game is the ultimate hallmark of intelligence reveals our own bias. In our efforts to categorize intelligence, we must be mindful of our prejudiced notions. An anthropocentric view can sometimes prevent us from recognizing other forms of intelligence in nature. Could we be overlooking intelligences simply because they do not resemble human intelligence? Defining intelligence is complex and challenging. What criteria should we use? Is it the use of tools, the ability to learn from others, or the capability to solve complex problems that signifies superior intelligence? How do we measure intelligence in beings vastly different from us? Life on Earth is full of remarkable examples of intelligence, each perfectly suited to its environment. Nature reveals an incredible array of possibilities, with different creatures showcasing their abilities and adapting harmoniously to their worlds. Elephants are renowned for their impressive memory and deep emotions. They display intelligence by mourning lost loved ones, recognizing themselves in mirrors, and showing care towards others. Their complex social lives and communication methods highlight their cognitive abilities. The profound empathy of elephants amazes us and offers insights into the nature of intelligence. Chimpanzees, our closest relatives, share many positive behaviors with humans. They use tools to obtain food and engage in complex social interactions. They can even learn sign language to communicate with humans. Studying them helps us better understand the origins of human intelligence. Crows and other corvids are not just tool users, they can also plan ahead, a skill once thought to be unique to humans. Their ability to solve problems and understand cause and effect is on par with many mammals. Many birds, including crows, can recognize and react to cause and effect. Birds like drongos can deceive meerkats to steal food, showcasing advanced planning abilities. Some species can recognize themselves and distinguish between members of their group. These creatures also engage in complex communication, challenging our understanding of ranking intelligence. Dolphins, with their complex social groups and extensive language, show signs of self-awareness. They work together to hunt and pass on their knowledge to their young. They exhibit a unique and familiar form of intelligence that fascinates us. Octopuses are remarkable problem solvers and escape artists that live in the depths of the ocean. With their large brains, they can observe and learn many things. Octopuses can navigate mazes, open sealed jars to retrieve food, and even use objects like shells as portable homes. Their ability to use tools and solve mazes showcases their intelligence and adaptability. These examples prompt us to rethink intelligence in terms of survival and adaptation. The different ways these animals think and solve problems show that intelligence is not a single trait. Instead, it is a range of abilities that different species have developed to fit into their unique habitats around the world. This diversity excites us about how intelligence evolves. What environmental challenges and opportunities have shaped these smart behaviors? Considering the incredible diversity of life on Earth, it's not surprising to imagine that intelligence could be found in any type of creature in the universe. Evolution on Earth has led to various forms of smart behaviors. The intelligence we see in nature today results from billions of years of evolution, exploring different ways to survive and thrive. This long journey shows us how adaptable and resilient life can be. Intelligence may have begun with the simplest forms of life. Even these basic organisms exhibited behaviors resembling the first steps toward thought. The development of the nervous system was a significant milestone, allowing creatures to make more complex decisions rather than just reacting to stimuli. How did we progress from simple responses to intricate thinking over time? Nature now showcases a wide range of smart behaviors that different species have developed to face various challenges. For example, in the forests of Africa, primates have evolved complex social lives because working together and learning from one another is crucial for survival. Crows, adept at finding food in difficult situations, have become excellent problem solvers. This demonstrates how the development of intelligence is closely tied to the environment. For many animals, being social is a major driver of intelligence. Handling complex social lives, communicating effectively, and cooperating all contribute to the development of advanced cognitive abilities. Elephants are a prime example of this, with their strong social bonds and intricate communication methods. Could social living be a pathway to the evolution of higher intelligence? The evolutionary journey toward intelligence is long and winding, not a sudden ascent. Take dolphins, for example. Their cognitive abilities stem from an evolutionary path that diverged from land mammals about 50 million years ago. This reminds us of how slowly evolution operates over vast periods. What do these extensive timelines tell us about how intelligence develops? One of the most fascinating aspects of how brains and intelligence evolve is convergent evolution. Completely different species independently develop similar traits. For example, primates and some birds have independently developed problem-solving abilities. This shows that intelligence can evolve in different ways along separate evolutionary paths. What can we learn from convergent evolution about the fundamental building blocks of being smart? Reflecting on how intelligent behavior has developed over time helps us appreciate the complexity of life. It also provides clues about how intelligence might emerge elsewhere in the universe. If the challenges of the environment and the need to live together in societies have shaped intelligence on Earth, similar conditions on other planets could lead to new forms of intelligence. Observing the wide range of life on Earth, we find examples that transcend the traditional boundaries of what it means to be intelligent. Nature is filled with behaviors that blur the line between simple instinct and thoughtful decision-making. These observations show us just how complex the concept of intelligence truly is. The anglerfish, waiting in the dark depths of the ocean with its bioluminescent lure to attract prey, raises intriguing questions. Is this smart hunting a sign of intelligence, or just a natural adaptation? This example blurs the line between instinct and deliberate strategy, highlighting the complexity of distinguishing between the two. The use of tools by birds and chimpanzees shows that both exhibit this intelligent behavior, but rely on different parts of their brains. This indicates that intelligence can emerge from various biological routes and can evolve differently to reach similar solutions. This diversity broadens our perspective on how the brain contributes to intelligence, showing that there isn't just one way for cognitive abilities to develop. Ants, with their small brains, manage complex communication and planning, demonstrating a type of group intelligence that surpasses the capabilities of any single ant. This prompts us to ask, is intelligence something that belongs to groups as well as individuals? This concept of collective intelligence challenges our human-centric notions of intelligence, suggesting that it can emerge from the interactions within a community. These examples show that intelligence is not a single trait. It is often a range of abilities blending instinct, learning, and strategy. The diversity of intelligence in nature suggests many ways to thrive in the world, each adapted to specific challenges and environments. However, is intelligence limited to creatures with complex nervous systems? Looking beyond traditional models, we see a broader definition of intelligence. In plants and the fungal kingdom, we can observe forms of adaptive behavior and problem-solving that challenge conventional criteria for intelligence. These organisms, which function without a central nervous system, engage in complex interactions with their environment, challenging the notion that a brain is a prerequisite for intelligence. This shift in perspective helps us understand how intelligence can manifest even in the absence of neural structures. For example, some fungi like slime molds have demonstrated the ability to navigate mazes to find the shortest path to food sources. This spatial intelligence, achieved without a central nervous system, suggests another form of problem-solving capability inherent in life forms we rarely associate with cognitive abilities. Plants also exhibit complex behaviors that indicate sophisticated communication with their environment. For instance, the Venus flytrap uses a highly specialized mechanism to trap insects, employing memory and sensory integration to distinguish between prey and false alarms. Similarly, many plants' roots are part of a complex network often called the Wood Wide Web. These roots are interconnected by extensive fungal networks known as mycorrhizae, facilitating the exchange of water and nutrients between plants, influencing their growth and resilience. Emerging evidence suggests these networks also play a role in plant defense mechanisms by signaling the presence of pests or diseases to neighboring plants. Studies aimed at understanding these underground networks are ongoing, shedding light on their intricate functions. Another remarkable example is found in eucalyptus trees, which emit chemical signals when attacked by herbivores. These signals prompt nearby trees to alter the chemical composition of their leaves, making them unpalatable and protecting them from being eaten. This active defense mechanism illustrates a dynamic response to environmental challenges, suggesting a form of collective intelligence and strategic thinking. Examples from the plant and fungal worlds broaden our definition of intelligence. They show that intelligence isn't exclusive to brain-bearing organisms but is a more widespread trait enhancing survival across different life forms. By recognizing the strategic ways plants and fungi navigate their environments, we expand our understanding of intelligence as a diverse and multifaceted trait present in all forms of life. Intelligence and smart behavior aren't tied to brain size here. These organisms, even without brains, exhibit behaviors we can only describe as smart. While plant intelligence challenges our understanding, we cannot overlook the role of the brain in intelligence. In brain-bearing organisms, the design and organization of neural structures play a crucial role in defining cognitive abilities. Studies on brain architecture, from neuron density to the complexity of cortical folding, continue to reveal the diverse ways intelligence develops and manifests across different species. The concept of the encephalization quotient, EQ, is a fundamental metric for comparing brain size relative to body size across different species. This measure helps researchers understand the potential for complex cognitive functions based on a creature's proportional brain size. For instance, elephants are renowned for their high EQ, which correlates with their impressive memory and complex social structures. Conversely, despite their small body and brain size, crows exhibit a high EQ. This is reflected in their advanced problem-solving skills and ability to use tools, demonstrating that EQ can be a key indicator of potential intelligence across diverse life forms. However, EQ is only one aspect of understanding cognitive ability. Neuron density, or the number of neurons packed into a specific area of the brain, provides another critical layer of insight. The octopus is a prime example. Despite having a relatively low EQ, octopuses exhibit remarkable problem-solving skills, complex behaviors like escaping from enclosures, and using tools. This is linked to the high neuron density in their central brain and large optic lobes, allowing for sophisticated processing and learning capabilities without a large overall brain size. Beyond EQ and neuron density, the structure of the brain itself plays a crucial role in intelligence. This includes how different brain regions develop and interconnect. Dolphins, known for their complex social interactions and communication, have highly folded brains. This folding increases the surface area for neurons, allowing for more extensive neural networks and enhanced cognitive functions. Additionally, comparing brain functionality across species reveals that different animals can develop similar cognitive abilities through varying anatomical adaptations. For instance, birds like parrots and corvids, despite having smaller brains, achieve cognitive feats comparable to primates. Their highly efficient neural networks optimize processing, enabling them to mimic human speech and solve multi-step puzzles, demonstrating complex behaviors. The diverse aspects of brain structure and function across various species highlight a broad understanding of intelligence as a multifaceted phenomenon. It is clear that intelligence in the biological world arises from a combination of factors, including EQ, neuron density, and brain architecture. This complexity suggests that evolutionary pressures shape cognitive abilities uniquely suited to the environmental and social needs of each species. Studying these different levels of intelligence not only broadens our understanding of what it means to be intelligent, but also enhances our appreciation for the diversity of life. However, new discoveries continue to challenge our perspectives. For instance, the discovery of Homo naledi fossils in South Africa's rising star caves has prompted a re-evaluation of the relationship between brain size and intelligence. The way these fossils were found suggests that these ancient human relatives may have engaged in some form of ritualistic or complex social behavior. Despite having much smaller brains than humans, these findings hint at the possibility of rudimentary cultural practices. This raises intriguing questions. Could complex social behaviors and cultural practices exist in species we might not expect? It reminds us that intelligence and its manifestations are incredibly diverse and not always aligned with our expectations. The discovery in the Rising Star Caves prompts us to rethink not only the capabilities of Homo naledi but also our current understanding of the evolution of intelligence. Traits once thought to be uniquely human, such as awareness of death and respect for the deceased, may have originated much earlier in our evolutionary history than previously assumed. This suggests that these behaviors might have deep roots, extending far back into our ancestral past. Considering such revelations, we are prompted to question what else we might discover about intelligence and social behavior. How do these insights shape our search for intelligence beyond our planet? If crucial social behaviors indicating previously unseen layers of cognitive complexity are preserved in the fossil record, what might this imply about the potential for intelligence throughout the universe? Looking back through evolutionary history, as we uncover how intelligence has grown from simple beginnings to the complex thinking observed in animals today, we face a key question. Has intelligence increased progressively over time, and if so, isn't time a crucial factor in this growth? Our journey through the history of life on Earth reveals a gradual but steady rise in the complexity of organisms and their abilities. From the basic instinct-driven actions of early life forms to the advanced problem-solving observed in today's mammals and birds, there is a clear trend towards greater cognitive complexity. This suggests that, given enough time, evolution favors the development of traits that better address the challenges and opportunities of changing environments. However, the growth of intelligence is not solely tied to the passage of time. Environmental challenges profoundly influence it. These challenges compel organisms to adapt, often leading to enhanced cognitive abilities. For example, the harsh conditions of the Ice Age pushed early humans to improve their tool use and cooperation. This demonstrates how difficult times can accelerate the development of intelligence. The concept of punctuated equilibrium, which suggests that evolution occurs in rapid bursts followed by long periods of stability, may also apply to the development of intelligence. Significant environmental changes or notable discoveries might have driven sudden leaps in cognitive abilities at certain moments in Earth's history, while extended periods of relative calm could have seen little change. This theory helps explain how intelligence may have evolved through both sudden advancements and prolonged stability. In the story of evolving intelligence, while time plays a crucial role, the combination of time and environmental pressures drives the development of superior traits. This perspective helps us see how the need to adapt fuels cognitive advancements. This evolutionary dance of rapid changes and prolonged stability stages illustrates the complex journey of intelligence through the ages. Another key factor in the growth of intelligence is the complexity of social interactions. Animals like dolphins, elephants, and humans, known for their advanced behaviors, all live in complex social groups. Being part of a sophisticated social world seems to drive cognitive development, as these creatures must navigate and respond to social challenges. But is there a limit to the smartness of life? As we examine how intelligence has evolved, we wonder if there is a point beyond which it cannot develop further. The history of life on Earth, from ancient fossils to the animals we see today, shows a trend of increasing intelligence over time. However, it's uncertain whether this trend will continue indefinitely or if there are natural limits that might constrain it. In the evolutionary story, becoming smarter is a specific type of change that comes with its own advantages. This change occurs through random genetic mutations and the survival of the fittest, not through deliberate efforts to develop better abilities. The development of intelligence is just one of many ways that life can adapt to the world, illustrating the complex balance of evolution. Intelligence offers significant advantages. It allows species like ours to adapt to changes, learn from the past, and solve seemingly insurmountable problems. Tool use and technological creation, considered clear signs of intelligence, enable creatures to alter their environments, find new food sources, and protect themselves from dangers. Despite challenges, living in groups provides benefits such as sharing resources, gaining strength together, and exchanging knowledge and skills. Intelligence strengthens these social bonds, leading to more unified communities better equipped to handle challenges. However, it is important to understand that evolution does not aim to increase intelligence. Instead, it favors the survival of organisms that are well adapted to their environments. Sometimes, traits that seem advantageous, like high intelligence, can also bring challenges. Being truly smart often means taking longer to mature. Children and adolescents spend a lot of time developing their cognitive abilities and learning. This slow process requires parents to provide extended care and attention, which limits the number of offspring they can support. While complex social groups are a sign of intelligence, they aren't always positive. They can lead to conflicts and require special skills in interacting and cooperating with others. Social life is often strategic, necessitating an understanding of social ranks and relationships to maintain harmony and navigate social dynamics effectively. One of the biggest drawbacks of having a large and complex brain, like humans, is how much energy it consumes. Although our brain makes up only about 2% of our body weight, it uses 20% of the energy we obtain. This means that to maintain and support our brain's functions, our body must sacrifice resources that could otherwise be used for growth, energy storage, or other functions. When we look at the evolution of intelligence, we see that it's all about balance. Intelligence, with all its variations, is not the ultimate goal of evolution, but rather an adaptation among many in the diverse and complex world of life. Each adaptation comes with its own set of advantages and disadvantages, highlighting how intricate and unpredictable evolutionary changes can be. Understanding the trade-offs involved in gaining intelligence helps us see that not all survival strategies rely on increased mental complexity. Sloths, with their slow movement, are a prime example of different evolutionary choices, prioritizing energy conservation over speed or intensive problem-solving. This illustrates how diverse evolutionary adaptations can be, each suited to an organism's specific needs and environment. Sloths, with their very low metabolic rate, are perfectly adapted to their diet of low-calorie, tough leaves. This adaptation allows them to survive without the need for high energy consumption, in stark contrast to the energy demands of animals with large brains. By adopting a slow lifestyle and spending a lot of time motionless in trees, sloths minimize their energy expenditure. Their small brain size is a key part of this low-energy living strategy. Due to their slow movements, sloths have developed a symbiotic relationship with algae, which turns their fur green and acts as an effective camouflage against predators. This passive form of defense is a complete departure from the active problem-solving and social interactions seen in more intelligent animals. Ants, despite having small individual brains, collectively display remarkable intelligence. Through pheromone signaling and group decision-making, ants handle complex tasks such as finding food and building intricate nests. This shows how intelligence can emerge from collective, decentralized operations rather than centralized cognitive processes. Instead of a centralized brain, jellyfish navigate and interact with their environment using a simple nervous system composed of a network of sensors. This setup allows them to successfully live in the depths of the ocean without complex cognitive abilities. These diverse examples highlight the broad spectrum of evolutionary paths taken by life on Earth. The survival strategy of the sloth, focusing on energy efficiency and simplicity, is just as evolutionarily valid as the development of high intelligence observed in humans and dolphins. Evolution operates impartially, selecting traits that best suit the ecological and social contexts of species, without prioritizing intelligence for its own sake. At the same time, the fact that higher intelligence does not guarantee survival is a crucial chapter in our own evolutionary story. Earth was home to multiple human species, not just Homo sapiens. Species like Neanderthals, Denisovans, Homo naledi, and Homo floresiensis exhibited signs of intelligence and complex behaviors that, in some aspects, rivaled or even surpassed those of our ancestors. Neanderthals were not only skilled toolmakers but also engaged in artistic expression, and their burial practices suggest a deep understanding of death and possibly spiritual beliefs. These cognitive abilities reflect those of early Homo sapiens. The Denisovans, known primarily through limited genetic evidence and a sparse fossil record, have left a significant genetic mark on modern human populations, especially in Asia and Oceania. This indicates that there were complex interactions, including the exchange of knowledge and cultural practices, between Denisovans and modern humans. The extinction of these human species and the survival of Homo sapiens were not simply due to one group being more intelligent than the others. Instead, it was the result of a complex interplay of factors such as climate change, habitat alterations, competition for resources, and possibly diseases. What may have been crucial for Homo sapiens was their ability to adapt to diverse environments and overcome these challenges. This adaptability allowed our ancestors to thrive in various conditions and ultimately shaped the course of human evolution. When examining the diversity of life on Earth, the concept of zero intelligence doesn't hold. In reality, all organisms exhibit some level of adaptive behavior, which can be rightly viewed as a form of intelligence. All living beings, from the smallest microbes to the largest plants, process information from their environment and make decisions that enhance their chances of survival and reproduction. For instance, plants adjust their growth in response to variations in light, moisture, and gravity, optimizing their ecological conditions. Similarly, recent studies show that bacteria develop complex mechanisms to resist antibiotics, demonstrating their ability to dynamically respond to their surroundings. Considering these observations, it becomes clear that intelligence should be viewed as a spectrum of adaptive mechanisms. This spectrum approach highlights that intelligence is not a binary trait but a continuous characteristic that varies in complexity and form across all living organisms. However, above all, when we observe the spectrum of intelligence across various organisms, it becomes clear that humans possess a unique set of cognitive abilities that go beyond the adaptive behaviors seen in other species. Central to these abilities is our capacity for imagination and creativity, allowing us to conceive of realities and possibilities that do not yet exist. Consider the invention of board games. These are not merely pastimes but complex systems of rules and strategies born from the abstract and symbolic capabilities of the human mind. Humans can envision hypothetical scenarios, create art, develop advanced technologies, and engage in abstract reasoning. This level of cognitive complexity enables us to solve problems, innovate, and build civilizations in ways unparalleled by any other species. While all organisms exhibit some form of adaptive intelligence, the human mind's depth and breadth of creativity and imagination set us apart in profound ways. Our ability to build vast corporate structures and social institutions further showcases human creativity. These constructs primarily exist in our collective minds. They are governed by rules and standards that we have imagined and accepted, fostering a level of cooperation and organization unparalleled in the natural world. This capability to create and adhere to complex societal frameworks highlights the extraordinary nature of human cognitive and imaginative abilities. Moreover, what truly distinguishes human intelligence is our quest for knowledge that extends beyond immediate practical or survival needs. Humans create art, literature, and music to explore and express their profound emotions and thoughts. We engage in scientific inquiry and philosophical debate to understand the universe and our place within it. These pursuits reflect a level of existential curiosity and a desire for meaning that surpasses mere evolutionary necessity. This extensive range of cognitive abilities, including the capacity to innovate, envision alternative futures, and explore the mysteries of the universe, illustrates an intelligence that goes beyond mere survival. Instead, it speaks to a richer and more complex understanding of what it means to be intelligent, encompassing the ability to reflect on, dream about, and transform our understanding of the world around us. This brings us back to the significance of the board game scenario mentioned at the beginning. This question challenges us to confront our biases about what intelligence truly is. We often equate intelligence with our abilities, strategic thinking, rule-making, social cooperation, because these are hallmarks of human cognition. However, by projecting our own definitions onto other species, we risk overlooking many other forms of intelligence that are crucial for survival in different ecological niches. When considering the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, ETI, our exploration of intelligence extends beyond Earth. Here, our biases become particularly pronounced. If we encounter ETI, their form of intelligence may not align with what we recognize. They might not play board games or compose symphonies, but they could excel in ways that challenge our understanding of what intelligence can be, prompting us to redefine our concepts. This reflection on the diverse possibilities of intelligence on Earth and in the vastness of the universe leads us into the realm of speculative evolution, a field that considers the myriad other evolutionary paths life could take. Imagine parallel worlds where Neanderthals or Denisovans are the dominant human species. Their unique adaptations and cognitive traits could have led to radically different technologies, social structures, and ways of interacting with our planet. Similarly, if the asteroid that led to the dinosaurs' extinction had missed Earth, these massive creatures might have evolved into highly intelligent beings, developing advanced capabilities in ways distinct from mammals. Consider another world where primates ventured into the sea for sustenance, giving rise to intelligent marine mammals. These creatures, similar to dolphins but with the ability to use tools and construct underwater habitats, might have formed advanced societies beneath the waves. Such imaginative journeys not only showcase the endless possibilities of evolution, but also remind us of the vast diversity of life. They encourage us to maintain an open mind about the forms intelligence can take and how it might manifest across the universe. Imagine an alien world shrouded in perpetual darkness. Here, life forms might rely on sound or echolocation to navigate and build societies. Auditory cues could shape their understanding of the environment, with communication and navigation happening through sound. While all known life forms on Earth are carbon-based, there is the possibility of silicon-based life forms existing on planets vastly different from ours. These creatures might think and learn in ways unfamiliar to us, perhaps using crystalline structures to store and transfer knowledge. Additionally, could there be life forms composed of pure energy residing in the gas clouds of giant planets or the turbulent atmospheres of stars? These beings might perceive and communicate through electromagnetic waves, offering a perspective on the universe far beyond our current understanding. The concept of convergent evolution, depicted by the independent development of similar traits in different species, suggests that certain cognitive and problem-solving abilities could similarly evolve in extraterrestrial life forms. Despite having vastly different evolutionary starting points, intelligence might converge on strategies like cooperation, environmental manipulation, and complex problem-solving. These speculations not only expand our imagination but also highlight the creativity and adaptability of evolution, reminding us that the universe is full of potential shaped by the fundamental laws of physics and chemistry. As we speculate about the evolution of life and intelligence on Earth and throughout the universe, we must also consider the revolutionary impact of artificial intelligence, AI, and technological advancements. Innovations such as neural implants and brain-computer interfaces mark the beginning of a new era by integrating biological intelligence with technology. These technologies promise to overcome the limitations of our organic nature, enhancing human cognitive functions, memory, processing speed, and sensory experiences. The rapid advancements in AI research are particularly transformative, potentially indicating a future where intelligence is no longer bound to its biological roots. Machine learning algorithms and neural networks, though initially inspired by the human brain, are not constrained by the same physical limitations and have begun to excel in various specialized tasks. This shift redefines the novel evolutionary pathways of cognitive development. This raises profound questions about consciousness, the nature of entities not born from traditional life forms, and the ethical implications of our technological pursuits. Moreover, the emergence of such technologies challenges us to reconsider the signs of intelligence we should be looking for in the universe. When contemplating civilizations that might adopt technological forms transcending their natural origins, traditional biological markers may no longer suffice. Efforts to search for extraterrestrial intelligence, like those of SETI, will need to expand their criteria to include technological artifacts that may not be immediately recognizable as signs of life. As we enter this new chapter, we must consider the possibility that the future of intelligence, both on Earth and beyond, could be shaped by silicon and software as much as by carbon and cells. This transition will require us to continuously challenge and redefine our current notions of what it means to be alive. We might need to look for unconventional signs of life and intelligence, such as unusual energy patterns, advanced technological structures, or complex data transmissions that indicate purposeful design. By embracing this broader perspective, we can enhance our ability to detect and understand the diverse forms that intelligence might take in the universe, whether they are biological, synthetic, or a combination of both. In a universe teeming with countless stars and potentially habitable planets, the emergence of superintelligent beings is an intriguing prospect. Whether evolving through biological processes or advancing through technological innovations, these entities could possess cognitive abilities far beyond our current understanding. They might interact with complex concepts like quantum mechanics as effortlessly as we breathe, engage with dimensions beyond our three-dimensional perception, and manipulate reality in ways that seem magical to us. Such superintelligences could revolutionize creativity and the arts, producing works that evoke emotions and thoughts beyond human comprehension. They might view us with a detached curiosity, much like how we regard ants, due to their vastly superior intellectual capabilities. Their goals and values could be entirely different from ours, prioritizing objectives we cannot predict or understand. Alternatively, these beings could become guardians of humanity, solving issues like diseases and environmental degradation, and leading us into an unprecedented era of human prosperity. Their advanced understanding and capabilities might enable them to address problems that currently seem insurmountable, offering solutions that ensure the survival and flourishing of human civilization. The presence of such superintelligences would fundamentally transform our existence, expanding the horizons of what is possible and redefining our place in the universe. Coexisting with such superintelligences would present profound challenges. Communicating with beings that think and perceive at speeds and complexities beyond our own would be akin to trying to comprehend the thoughts of a deity. The ethical considerations of interacting with or creating such intelligences are immense, raising significant questions about their rights and the potential risks they pose to humanity. The possibility of superintelligent entities capable of reshaping our civilization, influencing everything from governance to space exploration, is profound. As we contemplate this future, it is crucial to consider not only the technological or biological pathways to such intelligence, but also the broad ethical, philosophical, and practical implications of sharing our existence with beings beyond our wildest imaginations. In 1961, Frank Drake introduced the Drake equation as a method to estimate the number of technologically advanced civilizations within our galaxy. It considers factors such as the rate of star formation, the fraction of stars with planets, the number of planets that could support life, and the probability of life developing intelligence. While the Drake equation suggests numerous possibilities for the existence of intelligent life, it relies on many uncertain variables, making the presence of extraterrestrial intelligence still speculative today. This uncertainty leads us to ponder why intelligent life, if it exists and is capable, would choose to contact Earth. Considering evolutionary needs and survival strategies, it seems our curiosity drives the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, ETI, more than any apparent necessity from an extraterrestrial perspective. As a survival mechanism, intelligence can evolve in countless forms, adapted to unique environmental contexts that we may not comprehend. This realization prompts us to rethink what we are actually seeking in the search for ETI. The vastness of space and time suggests that if intelligent life exists elsewhere, it might be so different from us that their motivations and methods of communication are beyond our understanding. They might not use the same signals or technologies we do, or they might be so advanced that our current methods of detection are insufficient. Alternatively, they might be observing us without revealing themselves, or they may simply have no interest in contacting us. Life, defined as a self-sustaining system capable of adaptation and evolution, inherently suggests some level of intelligence in any life form. Thus, our search should perhaps focus on identifying signs of adaptability and self-sustenance, which may manifest in ways vastly different from our own understanding of intelligence. This broader approach could better align with the diverse possibilities of how intelligence might evolve and express itself across the cosmos. Indeed, as we search for intelligence in the universe, we must consider the possibility that such intelligence might not be seeking us out, potentially answering Enrico Fermi's simple yet profound question: where is everybody? Given the countless stars and the universe's age of over 13.7 billion years, the existence of simple life forms elsewhere seems highly probable. And there has been ample time for these life forms to evolve into complex intelligent beings. Yet, we continue to ponder one of the deepest questions: